In this video, I'm going to show you how I do this horizontal scroll edit. Boop. And there it is. Now there's a few things going on in that little bit of video, but I'm going to start with the big one, which I call the horizontal scroll. Besides the lightning, which makes me just appear, with the swoop of my hand, I bring in the 4 items over my head. I take my pick which one I want. I tap it. There it is. And it falls right into my hands. So I pulled it right out of thin air. I'm going to show you how I did that. So first, I go to CapCut, and I'm going to start a new project. Now this is the video that I recorded to start it all. Now, funny thing with this is that at the time, everybody in my family was home. I have a family of 6, 4 kids, 3 dogs. I did not have a room that I could do this in. Now, my office is in the basement, which is an unfinished room with a rafter ceiling. So I decided to use a green screen and then just place a scene or a wall right behind me. So after 20 years of searching for anything that could help with my severe fatigue all I need to do is to narcolepsy, make the motion. Could I have finally found it? I know I'm going to reach up and tap it, and then it's going to fall. So what I need to do is throw it up, catch it, and there it is. Now, before I recorded that, I practiced a few times so I can get the toss right, just to know exactly what I want to do. So what I'm first going to do is to replace my backdrop. In order to do that, I'm going to highlight my video, go over the bottom here to remove background, and I'm going to do auto removal. This is usually the one problem with wearing glasses, is that you can never quite hide the scene behind the glasses that pops through. So I go through and check, and everything looks pretty clear. So now what I'm going to do is add a backdrop. So in this case, I'm just picking this one right here. What I'm going to do is find the spot that I want to bring in the items right there. And I'm just going to splice that right there. So it's going to help all my other features kind of snap to that point when I need it. So without anything chosen here, I go down the bottom and I find media. What I'm going to do is find 4 assets for those pictures that I've already removed the background just with an iPhone. I can show that in another tutorial. But I'm going to go to library, and here I'm going to add these 4 and place add. What it does is it puts it in line here. So what I'm going to do is highlight the first one. I want to find overlay, and that's going to drop it down below right in line there. And grab the next one, overlay, next one, overlay, and finally the last one. I have all 4 of those in place. You can see obviously they're big sized. So what I'm going to do is highlight those and just bring those down in size. Got my next one. That's the item that I want here. So you can move these around and you can twist them and maneuver them in any way that you want to either straighten them out, just kind of like that. Now the one thing I do want to make sure is when I tap it, it's going to be right where I want it. So I want it right about there. Now what I want to do for each one of these is to add an animation. So with the item highlighted, I'm going to go to animation and I'm going to look for slide right.
But I have.
And I'm going to extend this out to about 0.8 seconds. But I have fun. And you can play around with that depending on what you need timing.
But I have.
Slide right. Point.
But I have. But I have. But I have. But I have. But I have fun.
All right, now that's all of them. So you can see here as I go, they all come in place here, right as I swipe over. So what I'm going to do is make that go just a little bit bigger, just like that. I'm also going to extend these out a bit. I can play with their timing later and when they actually disappear. So what I do is right when I tap it, right about there, I'm going to split that. And this one, with the right side highlighted, I'm going to make that go a little bit bigger to show that that's the one that I highlighted. So also as I do that, the other ones I'll have kind of fade away. I'll bring those right down about here, and I'm just going to add an out transition. In this case, they're just going to fade away. So fade out there. Where's fade out? So what I do is fade out on that one. What I'm going to do is kind of just add a little bit of a shake effect that I tapped it. Now you can see it'll have a little bit of a shake effect with it. You can adjust the intensity on that a little bit too. But now what I want to do is have it drop. Now to accentuate it a little bit more, what I'm going to do is, as I made it bigger, I'm going to create a keyframe, and then I also know that it's going to drop. So what I'm going to do is make it a little bit bigger, raise it up, and then it's going to start to drop. As I move it, you can see it's creating a keyframe down below. Now in the meantime, I'm grabbing my other one, my real one, and throwing it. So you can see right where it shows up there, right about there, I'm going to split my video, split it here again, delete that. I don't want to get it when I throw it up, so I want to be right after that. Now what I can do here is find out right when the real one comes into play, right about there, and I can stop my image at that point, and then add an animation to this one to slide down. Slide down, and then we just change the speed. Try that right there. So playing around with it a little bit, adjusting your speed, you can get that to fall right into place.
Narcolepsy. Could I have finally found it?
And after we adjust the speed a little bit, this is what we have.
Could I have finally found it?
And that's how you do a horizontal scroll to show just like this.
Teague from narcolepsy. Could I have finally found it?